Welcome Wall Street Bets New. Today we're going to be going over some general market analysis as well as GameStop analysis. The market will be opening in just a few seconds here. I'm going to be taking a look at SPY QQQ and a request from a member of the community, which is FAII, which is going to be merging shortly. So we're going to be taking a look at all these equities on a technical level. For those of you who watch, if there's any stocks you want me to take a look at going forward besides GameStop, SPY, QQQ, and FAII, please feel free to put them in the comments. Also, please like and subscribe. So right now, taking a look at GameStop. We were looking at GameStop last week. Going to be taking a look at the higher time frames down to the lower time frames. Just to recap what we're seeing on GameStop, we are seeing that this 1-day 55, this green line, has been supporting price action for some time. We've been finding support on the 1-day 55 since March 24th. We have one test here on March 24th. We have one test here on April 13th. And we have another test here just on last Thursday and Friday. So it is good to see this, that we are finding support where we expect to see support. We also have this diagonal triangle at the bottom of this diagonal trend line at the bottom here that does seem to be supporting price action. So we have support on top of support, which tends to lead to bounces. So I am watching this, and it does look like we can see there's this top diagonal trend line as well that's been resisting price action since mid-March. So we've been in this triangle pattern for about 5 weeks now. And if we were to count here, we have about let's see, we have one, two, let's see, actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, like 4 to 5 days maximum left in this pattern. So I would look for a break soon. So I would say by end of this week, early next week at the latest, we probably will see some nice movement on GameStop. So I think we're getting close to a potential big trade opportunity, but not quite there yet. So I will be patient today, but definitely going to be keeping an eye on this for the rest of the week, as I think there's a big opportunity coming. Now down to the 4-hour, are we seeing anything differently? We are still consolidating very close to this 4-hour 100. It does seem like price action has been reacting off of this pretty clearly over the last week, though it looks like last Thursday and into Friday, we were getting rejected by this 1-hour 100, and so far this morning it looks like price action opened at 150.98 and the 1-hour 100 is at 150.48. So price action did open above the 4-hour 100, which is a good sign, but at the moment we're actually a little bit below it. And then let's see, go look at the oscillators. Oscillators still RSI in a little bit of a bearish posture below the midline, and stochastics as well on a bearish pattern. So the oscillators are actually showing a bit of weakness. Not the best sign, but we're still above, like I said, this major diagonal support and the 1-day 55. Now down to the 1-hour. We are seeing price action rejected by the 1-hour 21. That's this yellow line right here. We can see a rejection on April 20th, then April 21st, and now last Friday, April 23rd. And so far this morning, we're open below the 1-hour 21. On the other hand, oscillator stochastics are back into a bullish posture, crossing out of the oversold region, getting close to the neutral region, but RSI looks like it may be crossing back down. So mixed signals on the oscillators as we are getting rejected by the EMAs. We do have the 1-hour 100 crossing below the 1-hour 200. So the EMAs across the board, on the lower time frames, the 1-hour and 4-hour, do seem to, at the moment, be rejecting price action, where on the 1-day we are finding some support on price action. So a little bit of mixed signals here. Ultimately, though, I would just be patient on GameStop. No major moves until we do see a break of this triangle pattern, if it's to the upside or to the downside, as I think that will be a major trade opportunity. Now on to the major market indexes, SPY. So SPY opening this week up pretty nicely right now, very close to all-time highs. Last Friday, we made a new all-time high at 418.25. Current price action is at 417.66, so that means we are about 60 cents off of all-time high. Just to look at the hourly so far, what we've done, we did gap up quite a bit from Friday's close, and so far things are looking pretty good. Friday's last hour, we can see, did sell off a little bit, and we opened up about $1 above Friday's close. So right now, SPY looking pretty healthy here. The oscillators, let's take a look at that. So it looks like RSI is actually crossing back up and getting very close to the bull control zone. Stochastics actually look like they're flattening out still in the overbought region. So for us to have a bullish reset, meaning that stochastics pull down and bounce off of the 80 extreme and turn back up, would be a very strong bull signal for SPY. So very strong price action. That's pretty interesting to watch here as well. QQQ pretty much the same. Let's take a look on the hourly. So we have last Friday selling off a bit. We actually, sorry, let me excuse myself there. We don't actually have the same thing on QQQ. SPY's hourly is looking a bit stronger. QQQ looks like we opened up and now selling off a bit. Last Friday as well on QQQ, we did have some profit taking into the end of the day, and it looks like QQQ is selling down a little bit right now, about where we closed on Friday after opening up a little bit. So QQQ looking a little bit weaker than SPY at the moment. We do have stochastics actually crossing down below the 80 extreme, and this is typically a sell signal when you get this, when the stochastics cross from the overbought region down below the 80 extreme. This is typically the sell signal, so I will be watching this carefully, as this could definitely indicate we do see some more downside on QQQ. With that said, we still do have some major horizontal support at 335 and 336, as well as this 1-day 21. So as long as price action is ultimately above 333, which gives us about 2% of downside, I am overall very bullish on QQQ, as we just have these major supports. We are very high in the range, so even a pullback of 1 or 2% really isn't too concerning unless we get past these major areas. Now, lastly, I'm going to take a look at FAII. This was a request from Mike in the Discord community. So what he wanted us to look at on this one is, do I think there's some potential as there's a merger coming up? I'm not sure when the FAII merger is coming up. Let me actually Google that. FAII merger. Let's see if we can find any information on this real quick. Yeah, I'm not seeing really any quick news about the merger, but ultimately this is what I'm seeing. We can see that this stock clearly IPO'd in October of last year, so that means now we have about 6 to 7 months of price action. We can put a low here. We can put a horizontal at 965. We can put another horizontal here at let's call it 1020, and the reason I'm doing that is because we can see a touch here in April, we can see another touch here in early March, and we can see the consolidation above this area in December 2020. Then again, we can likely put another horizontal resistance over here at 1065. Ultimately, though, we can see that price action is getting rejected by this 1-day 21. So as long as price action is below the 1-day 21, I wouldn't be anything but bearish on this stock. Where it looks like we're back into the initial zone, so maybe we consolidate here between 960 and 1020 for a bit. With that said, we do have RSI crossing up, and we do have stochastics very low in the range and looking to cross up. So the oscillators are potentially telling us that a big move to the upside could be coming. But the first thing I'd want to see before I got long on the stock is a break of this 1-day 21. So if we start closing price action over $10.05, that would change my view. But for now, I'd be patient on this one, as I want to get confirmation before I enter any positions on this one. So that's going to be all for today. Thank you for watching this morning's recap. If there's any stocks you want me to take a look at, please feel free to put them in the comments. And also, please like and subscribe. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day.